welcome to the 90th episode of The Show right here on Shaw TV. I'm Kelly Robinson, filling in for Matt Carter today, who we hope feels better soon and returns with his witty jokes, because I have none. I'm sorry. We have a great lineup for you though today. It's going to be Bike to Work Week coming up soon, and Brian Sukiami is going to be finding out more about that, as well as Wild Foods and Earth Week. And I hear there's going to be a stinging nettle eating contest, so that sounds exciting, but don't try that at home. We have floral designer Sandra Dunn here. She's from West Coast Classic Floral Design, and it's kind of in preparation for Mother's Day. What kind of mothers don't like flowers and plants? But it's a special kind of plant we're looking at today, the kind that are very hard to kill for busy moms that can keep them alive. Marva Blackmore is here to tell us some stories about the Odyssey, some epic storytelling, and we have a magic moment with Michael Berends, and I've learned that part of this filling in for Matt thing means I get to be part of the magic trick. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing yet, but I'll know at the end of the show. That's fingers crossed. We're going to be hearing about the Bowling for Kids' Sake, and that is a great event by a great organization, the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Vancouver Island. We'll hear more about that, and we have a young band. You hear them behind me. They're all students from Vancouver Island University's music program. They're called Pacific Colors. We're going to be hearing from them a little bit later in the show, as well as all that other great stuff today on the show.
Spring is in the air, it is around us and everything we see outside, and with spring comes Mother's Day. And here today my guest is Sandra Dunn from West Coast Classic Floral Design, and she's going to tell us what we can do, give us different ideas to do for Mother's Day. And normally, welcome first of all.
Thank you so
normally
much
for Mother's Day, we always love giving moms flowers.
We do.
And today we are going to do something really awesome.
We're going to do succulent gardens.
Yeah!
Easy care. Super easy
That
care.
it is. Now this is a fabulous bowl. Can you, pot,
yeah,
right? It's a pot.
Yeah, it's a pot. And it's made with vermiculite, peat moss, and cement.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so does it absorb like it keeps all the moisture in?
It
Is that what
does.
the beauty of it is,
Yeah,
right?
that's the beauty of it all.
Look at that. Now, what is this called?
This is called a succulent.
A succulent.
Yeah, and there's so many varieties of
Look at them
succulents.
all.
It's endless. And,
Wow.
And they're super hardy, easy to care for, and barely any water. So if you don't have time, this would be the thing to have.
And it's hard to kill it, right?
Hard to kill. Yeah.
Just like Todd's wife needs at her home, is that right?
Yeah, hard to kill.
Wonderful. And so you just put them in the soil?
Yeah, lightly into the soil, because they don't have a big root base. They'll get one when they get larger. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't. Not
yeah,
at all.
No.
And they're beautiful.
They're
and look at all the
in
different
shapes
varieties
and
too.
sizes and colors.
And will this actually grow down?
Well, no, probably not. It'll probably flower. That's what's going to happen to this one.
Oh, so succulents can flower.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like spring.
Yeah.
Now these are fabulous too.
Yeah, and lots of people know these as hens and chicks.
Yes.
So they're, a ready variety.
And you told me that we can actually have these in the house, because I always see that
Sure you
we
can.
have some in our garden.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to seeing them in
But
people's
yeah, we
outside
do.
gardens. And this could be like a fabulous inside garden.
Yeah, you could totally use it inside.
I like that.
Kitchen, bathroom, something that gets humidity so you don't have to water it a lot.
And how often do you have to water it?
I'd say once a month you let things dry out.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you let them dry out and then water
It's actually
them.
perfect for me.
Perfect for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's all this
We're making
that's
a
in
mess.
there?
Sorry, we're going to make a mess.
That's all part of gardening, right?
Yeah.
And look at you with your gloves
I
on.
got gloves on
I
today.
can always
I'm
put my
cheating.
hand in there.
But you could.
And now, are there different, like the different varieties of succulents?
Yeah, like hundreds.
Oh, wow.
Hundreds. We went to a succulent farm. It's called Valley Succulents in Comox, and that's where we got all these
Oh, so it's
fantastic
local succulents.
Yeah.
Now, I see aloe vera here. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a type of aloe. Yeah.
And can you use it as a medicinal aloe?
This one you can't.
No.
No.
It's just a decorative.
But it's a different variety.
Decorative.
Decorative, yes.
Decorative one. Wonderful. Wow. I'm really liking this idea. I love the bowl too. And do you carry these in your shop, the bowls?
Yeah, actually, I have a course in the fall that I do, and you can come make your own.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I didn't know that. I think I just might
My mom
do
actually
that.
made this one.
Your mom made this
Yeah.
one. You should
She's the queen of
plant
succulent.
all of this and give it right back to her for Mother's Day.
Yeah, there you go. She'll love that.
She probably would. And now, I just want to show this before we have to go. This is something that you make for wedding favors.
Yeah,
Is that right?
A lot of people like wedding favors.
I
and
thought that was a great idea.
It's a great one.
It's a nice little take home.
Yeah.
It's similar to a tree.
And it's environmentally friendly.
I like that
Yeah,
idea.
it's something that everybody could utilize.
And speaking
their
of
yard.
weddings, when we come back, because we are going to come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about wedding flowers and things like that.
Yeah,
And right now, we are going to go over to Paul, and this is Paul's first interview with Shaw TV. Way to go, Paul. Well,
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you. I'm here this evening with Marva Blackmore, who is a storyteller extraordinaire. And she's here to talk to us about the Odyssey Epic Storytelling event that's going to be happening here in Nanaimo. Welcome, Marva.
Well, thank you, Paul. Yes, the Around Town Tellers is sponsoring the Odyssey being told start to finish April 17th, 18th, and 19th at the Cavallati Hall here in Nanaimo. And it's not just the Around Town Tellers telling. We have 28 storytellers coming in from all over Canada and the United States to participate in telling this epic. And they're going to be telling it, not reading, not using notes. They're going to be telling it the way Homer told it, from the heart. So they've learned their books, and they're going to be standing up and telling the story. So this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the people in Nanaimo to come and hear all of the Odyssey, or if they want, just part of the Odyssey, if they can't commit the whole weekend to hearing the Odyssey. Yeah. But I will tell you, from our research, it's never been done before in Nanaimo, and I suspect it may likely never be done again, in my lifetime anyway.
But I think it's an interesting concept, because it's in the tradition of the storytellers that have been going on for thousands and thousands of years.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is how culture was transmitted before we had writing, before they were even painting on the sides of caves. They were telling stories to teach the young and to tell them how things happened before and how they should happen in the future. And Homer, this is how Homer made his living, was he went around from castle to castle telling this great story. First it was the Iliad, the story of the siege and the downfall of Troy, right. And then the Odyssey, which is the story of how the great warrior Odysseus got home, and it took him 10 years to get home because he'd angered the gods. And so the gods interfered a little bit in that journey home. And most people are familiar with pieces of the Odyssey. Many of them may know that story of the Cyclops, the one-eyed monster. They may know the story about the sirens, who he had to lash himself or have himself lashed to the mast so that he could hear the song of the sirens. But he had his mariners put wax in their ears so that they would not be lulled into danger. So those stories are familiar to people. They know they've heard them, right, but they've never heard perhaps the entire story.
Well, this is going to be a good opportunity for people. Now, I understand there's also a cost for attendance at this event.
Yes, and actually we've tried to structure it so people can either come to the entire event, and it's $50, but that includes a Greek dinner on Saturday night.
Oh, very nice.
Catered by the Thirsty Camel. Or if they just want to come for Friday night or Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Saturday night, or Sunday morning, it's just $10 to come for any one of the segments. And if you go to the website, which I understand they have on the screen, yes, it'll tell you which parts of the story are being told on which days. So if you say, well, I just really want to hear the Cyclops story, well, then you can look and see that that's being told on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So
Another thing I was impressed with is that these storytellers that will be here have traveled great distances at their own expense and their own time because they like to tell stories.
Yes, and we have not funded them. They have paid themselves to come and tell epics. These epics have been told for 14 years over in Vancouver, and we've told all sorts of the world's epics. But this year, we asked Vancouver if we could bring the Epic Weekend over to Nanaimo so that the people in Nanaimo and on the island could have the opportunity to hear an epic being told. And Vancouver said, sure, take it over to Nanaimo, run the Epic Weekend over there. So this is actually in a long tradition of epic weekends that have been going on in Vancouver. And what we've done is we've actually arranged with the Painted Turtle Guest House. And so if anybody wants to travel to Nanaimo to hear, we've arranged a special accommodation there for the storytelling listeners as well.
Well, I know that people could come, they'll enjoy it and have a good time. I'll throw things over to Brian.
Thanks, Paul. I'm here today to talk about wild foods and Earth Week, and I have a number of guests. On my immediate right here is Paul Chapman, who is the volunteer coordinator for the Nanaimo Area Land Trust, also known as NALT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And on my far right, Francois de Jong, who is the food program coordinator with Nanaimo Food Share. Yes. And on my left, the environmental planner with the City of Nanaimo Parks, Recreation, and Environment, Rob Lawrence. So we're going to talk about a number of events that happen, and maybe first off, we were going to be talking about the Wild Foods Festival, but there's been a bit of a change in focus. Paul, can you tell me about that?
Well, I think that a lot of people have experienced, mowing their lawns much earlier than they've ever had to before, and that's the sort of one of the challenges that we've faced. Is a lot of the ingredients, the foods that we would use in the Wild Food Festival, are going to have come and gone before the festival date. So this year we've had to cancel the festival, and we're going to do it again next year. But that and some of the key chefs that we've had in the past, and one anchor chef, were unable to attend as well. So we've decided it's better to throw a great festival next year than have one without any wild foods this year.
We haven't completely forgotten about wild foods, and for those of you who haven't seen these in the forests around Nanaimo, adjacent to trails and whatnot, these are nettles.
Stinging nettles.
Also known as stinging nettles, and if you walk through them, you will know you've walked through them. But today, these gentlemen, and they've actually asked me to participate as well, in consuming some nettles. But our food program coordinator with Food Share, I'm going to ask Francois, what's going on in terms of wild foods without the festival? And while we're doing that, Paul and Rob are going to eat some nettles. And these aren't cooked. These are nettles you would find right in the forest. Francois.
Yeah, well, we were disappointed to hear that the festival was canceled, but we're going to carry on at Food Share because we got lots of great feedback about the nettle soup that we made. Mm-hmm. And we produce soups out of local ingredients, and we sell them to raise money for the program, some of the many programs we do at Nanaimo Food Share. So, we were inspired by NALT and them coming up with this great festival, and so we're going to continue that by making a nettle soup and having it for sale at Nanaimo Food Share.
Well, that's wonderful. So I won't take you away from your consuming of nettles here, and I'm going to ask Rob to tell me a little bit about what the city's doing in and around Earth Week and the coming events in the spring.
City of Nanaimo loves spring, and to celebrate, we're going to be doing our Invasive Plant Awareness Month again in May, and there'll be lots of events and displays and opportunities to learn more about invasive plants, both in the park system, but also in your backyard, and what you can do to help manage that and make it a better garden for all. And we're also have a number of events in our activity guide that you can see online through our webpage. on backyard fruit production, plant propagation, growing your own groceries. There's a wide variety, all to celebrate food and how lucky we are to be able to grow and enjoy it in our own community.
Wonderful. Paul, what's the special knack in eating nettles?
Well, I'm wearing gloves, but these two are old school, so they're not doing that. I would roll it into a little ball, squish it up as much as you can, and then chew it, chew it, chew it.
And you said the stinging part is on the underside of the leaf?
Yes, so...
Don't do this at home, kids. And so you have the top part of the leaf fold it up.
Fold that top piece in and the bottom side under and chew, chew, chew.
Okay.
It's very peppery. You'll love it.
Now, Francois, you've told me that obviously the nettle soup is very, very popular. It's really just a green, is it not?
It is.
Take
just
away
a
the
green.
stinging part of it.
Yeah, and I actually really like the stinging part of it. You know, it kind of makes me feel alive. I know once a year I go out and it's like, wow, oh yeah, you know what? That's what that feels like again. So I actually embrace that part of it. But it's just like making a spinach soup or a kale soup. You could use it in quiches, do stir fries and omelets. So it's endless what you can do with it. And you know, for me, I love that it creates an opportunity to get out in the environment and see what all the things that are growing out there this time of year.
This is the epitome of your eating items from your own backyard.
Definitely, definitely.
Well, that's something that you all have to try, and it hasn't been a problem for me for a few of these leaves. I'm going to throw it over to Joni now, and she's going to take it away.
And thank you, Brian. And I have had stinging nettles. I call them nettles. I think they're great. So have you had nettles? No. It's a taste treat. I'm talking to Spencer, and he is with Pacific Colors, and it's the band that you saw in the background as Kelly was introducing us to the show. And Spencer Heemstra is the lead singer and clearly a guitarist as well, unless that's just a decoration. But it is a lovely guitar as well. So tell me a little bit about the band and how you guys got together.
Well, about 2 years ago, we just all were hanging out and started jamming, and then we kind of decided we wanted to pursue this. So this has just become a hobby that we've taken farther, I guess.
And here you are.
Yeah.
At the top of the show, we were mentioning that you're from VIU, but not all of you are VIU students.
No.
That is a bit of a tie-in. Now, there's another tie-in, though, because more than that, you were in the food services industry together, and that's how you actually got together. So tell me about that.
Yeah, not me, but everyone else worked at the same job beforehand, not all at the same time, but so they all knew each other from work, and I knew some of them from school and stuff, so we all kind of just got together from that, yeah.
I hear you're looking for a bassist at that time.
We were, so that's why we got our bass player, Dayton. Thanks, Dayton.
Back there, bass players are always hiding. Well, there's the drummers and then there's the bass players. They're always
we like to hide him, but no.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're not really doing much back there, are they?
No.
Anyway, so you kind of you met at a party and you got together, and you've been together since 2013. I figured it out. So that was December of 2012, and then,
Yeah. So around I don't know. So yeah, since then.
did the math, yeah. But so basically a couple of years.
Yeah.
And you've kind of gone great guns because you've been playing around town.
Yeah.
And you've been, I'm getting feedback. And you've also been playing, you're going to be playing coming up at the Canby. So tell me a little bit about the contest you're having as well, or that you're in. I guess you're not actually doing it.
Yeah, right now we've entered one of our songs into the CBC Searchlight contest. So that's a contest where people from across Canada submit one song, and you can vote on them. You can have people, your friends and stuff, share it online. And so then each region gets a certain amount of finalists, and eventually over several courses they go down to the final ones who can win a prize.
Right, and it's probably a really good prize,
Yes.
I'm imagining. So apparently this first round ends April the 13th?
April the 13th, yeah.
Right, and so you want people to go online?
Yeah, online, just Google Pacific Colors or Searchlight CBC.
And I'm imagining it's also on your website page, which we have
it's
up
on our
on the
Facebook,
screen.
yep.
Or sorry, your website page, your Facebook page.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you've got that there so people can go over
Yeah.
and they can like the page while they're at it, and then they can put in their votes. And so tell me just a little bit about the songwriting process. How does that work for you guys?
All the songs we're playing today, we've written from, they started off as just like songs that we jammed out together. So we just kind of came up with music that sounded good, and then we had a collaborative effort to come up with the lyrics and stuff. So yeah, we just kind of come up with them together, and we just figure out what we want to say in the song first. So.
And you're coming from a lot of different genres too,
Yeah,
so you're kind of eclectic and fusion-like, and whatever you want to say. And so we're going to hear a little bit of what you do right now, and tell me about the song that you're going to be singing.
This song is not true. It's a story that we made up, and it's called I Don't Even Know You.
Well, I know a little bit more about you. I'm going to let you play now.
All right. Once in a while, you say hello. We met in high school, and I tried not to talk to you. You sat behind me, and you passed notes. You thought I liked you, but I don't. I don't even know you, and I don't even know you. I don't even know you, and I don't even know you. In university, you joined the same clubs as me, even though you weren't taking biology. When I went to the gym, you were there, and it got weird when you cut my hair. I don't even know you, and I don't even know you. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. I don't even know you, and I don't even know you. I don't even know you, and I don't even know you. And I don't even know you. I don't even know you. And I don't even know you. And I don't even know you. Thanks.
And we are here for a magic moment right here on Shaw TV. And today I have a very special guest. Her name is Kelly Robinson, the host for the night. Hey, Kelly, let's hear a big round of applause for her on the set. Hi.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm excited to be here.
Good. We're going to do a little bit of magic. This is kind of fun.
I probably should put my clipboard down.
Sure, put it down.
All right.
That sounds great.
Okay.
I have a bag and it's green and I have something inside. You're probably wondering what it is.
Yeah.
It's a little late for Easter, but I brought an egg.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a real egg, it's a plastic egg. It's laid
Okay.
by a plastic chicken.
Okay. The best kind.
The best kind. That's right. So it's a little bag and an egg, and all that happens is this. The egg goes in the bag. I want you to take a look, because the egg is now in the bag.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Kelly, you are going to prove to everybody that the egg is inside here by taking it, just tapping it on top, just like that. Is the egg there?
Yep, I feel it.
All right, here's the magic. Watch this. All I'm going to do is take the egg like this, give it a toss. It disappears. Look at that. It's gone.
Wow.
No egg.
Wow.
No egg here. We'll turn it inside out so you can take a look at it. Look at that.
Wow.
I know.
That's
Give
really
that a tap. Very good. It's gone.
It's gone. Nothing. I can feel it only in your hand.
I know. This is the cool part. What I'm going to get you to do. What do you see inside?
Nothing.
Nothing. Reach inside, pull it inside out. Very good. Ta-da! Look at that. No egg.
No egg.
Now here's the best part.
Okay.
Watch this close. All I do is reach into the air like this, grab an imaginary egg, throw it up in midair, catch it in the bag with a thunk
Just like that.
and a swirl. The swirl and the thunk are important. If I reach in, empty hand, guess what's back?
Yay!
The egg!
Wow!
I know. Whoa, don't drop that.
No! That's very impressive.
I know. We're going to try it again.
Okay.
The egg goes in the bag.
Okay.
Okay? Just to show you that it is in the bag. The egg is in the bag.
Okay.
Now, Kelly, today you're going to be doing the magic. This is what we're going to do.
I thought that was the magic.
That was the magic,
was
but I'm going to
pretty
get you to do
magical.
some magic. We're going to try it again. Tap the egg, make sure it's there.
There it is.
It is there.
Yep.
This is what we're going to do. Take the bag, or take the egg, and it's gone. Pretty cool, huh?
Just
Once
like
again,
that.
we're going to turn it inside out. Take a look. The
Nothing.
egg is gone. I know.
Yep.
It's not there.
Nope.
One last time. Thank you very much from the back. Reach inside. What do you see?
Nothing.
Pull it inside out. Very good. So we have a bag, an empty bag, and I want you to take your fingers, hold them out like this. Very good, and put them in the bag.
Okay.
Good. Got a good grip?
Yep.
All right, bring it close to you. Put your fingers together. Look inside. No, look inside.
Oh, look inside?
Yeah, what do you see?
Nothing.
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 Very good.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do. Hang tight with your left hand.
Okay. Let go with my right.
Let go with your right hand. Here's the magic part. Kelly, reach in the midair. Grab that egg.
Got it.
Throw it up in the air. Catch it in the bag. And now give it a swirl. Very good. Empty hand. The amazing Kelly, everybody reach inside. What do you find?
The egg!
Yes!
Wow!
The amazing Kelly Robinson, right here on Shaw TV with another magic moment. I'm going to give you over to Kelly. Kelly, you can keep the egg in the bag.
Wow, this is
Have
so
fun.
impressive. I don't even know what I should say next because I'm just dumbfounded by this. This is awesome. We still have a great show coming up. We're going to be checking in with Sandra Dunn, and we're going to be learning more about, there goes my clipboard, that y'all love live TV. I also know that thank you, he's a magic man, isn't he? So yeah, we're going to be checking back with Anna and Sandra, learning more about succulents and the beautiful flowers. And the Bowl for Kids' Sake event, we have Alice and Heather here from Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Vancouver Island. And they are here with our brand new host, Paul Wynn. And I'm sorry I didn't give him the introduction off the top of the show, but I really do want to welcome him to the show. And Paul Wynn, you are clearly winning. There is my token Matt Carter joke. But before we get to Paul, we're going to throw things back over to Brian, and he's here with Leo and Lauren, and they are going to encourage us to bike to work. And boys, you're going to need to encourage me a lot.
Thanks, Kelly. And just before we move on to the Bike to Work Week things, and all part of the same, the people with Earth Week wanted me to mention that there is a special workshop and includes a luncheon on April 26th, and that's contact the NALT office as well through NALT. They have a special speaker coming on the 21st of April. So make sure you check with the NALT website that we showed earlier. Going to talk to Leo and Lauren. Leo Boone, you're the chair of Greater Nanaimo Cycling Coalition, also known as the GNCC, and you've been promoting Bike to Work Week for years.
Yeah, since 1997, since it got started as a sort of follow-up of the folks in Victoria who started it in '95. And we've been doing Bike Week every year and later on with the city. In conjunction now with the city, we're putting it on again end of May, May the 25th to the 31st. And other than that week, we encourage people to cycle or walk to work, library, do your grocery shopping, get onto the bike. It's great weather here, good for the heart, good for the soul.
Beautiful weather, and since 1997, I've noticed way more people out cycling to work, to do all their errands, and there's just, I think the city is just a much more bike-friendly community.
It started to become much more bike-friendly. We need a lot more infrastructure to get more people out. A lot of people still are saying, okay, we still don't feel safe enough. And in that aspect, Nanaimo is lagging behind, but hopefully, you know, like Mayor and Council will get to their senses at some point and start implementing the Nanaimo Master Transportation Plan, which calls for more cycling, more walking, more transit, because we do have a population that is getting older. We need to be active, and we need to get you and others on your bike.
So, speaking of that, it is the green way to get about, and I know Anna, who's one of our hosts here, has conscientiously cycled to and from work for probably through the whole winter.
Yep.
For 2 years now.
Yep, we did. And we looked at her bike last year, and it was in great shape, and now we have to get you.
Yeah, and you see that mine
your
is
bike,
sitting
I
in the
didn't
garage.
mean you, but your bike and you in great shape, and get you to come to work.
Okay.
Lots of Shaw employees cycle to work. We like to see employers encourage their employees to cycle to work or take transit or walk. They're healthier employees, and they're more active, more alert. And that means that you can have 20 guests instead of just 17.
Yeah. Lauren Friedman,
Hey,
you're on
Brian.
the board of the GNCC.
Yes.
When someone dusts off the bike in the winter and they haven't ridden it all winter, what kind of things should they be looking for?
Well, I think the two things that you really want to take care of is the air in your tires and your brakes. You want to be able to stop your bike, and you want to roll. If your tires are properly pumped up, it'll give you more efficiency as you're pedaling. Once you've got the gears, the tires and the brakes taken care of, then you can have a look at your gears, make sure that's all working properly. Those are kind of the 3 or 4 most important things. Your tires actually do need some air.
Oh, good.
Pass me that pump and I'll help you out.
Okay.
There we go.
While we're just looking at this, Leo, we're going to talk about events later, but there's a whole series of events, and Margot's going to talk to us on the second segment.
Margaret's going to talk to that, but if you go to the Bike to Work website, biketowork.ca/Nanaimo, you'll see almost all of the bike stores are sponsors. So if your bike is in not that great shape and you don't have the technical know-how, go and see the experts. So that's one thing. The other one is also to go to our website, bikesense.org. We put on courses. We put on courses through the City Parks and Rec. On how to fix your bike, how to ride your bike safely in town. So all of that is available.
Wonderful.
For people. And I'll give you the first free course in case you need to fresh up your riding skills.
Okay. Well, I'll take you up on that then. So we'll head over to back to the band for a song and talk a little later about the events.
Excellent.
We all pile into your four-door sedan and we drive on, getting out of town. It's been too long, too long. Gotta set your sights on something before your sights are gone. We don't know what we're searching for, but we're gonna find it in our four-door sedan. They told us we wouldn't amount to anything. Gotta go to school, gotta go to work. There's nothing here. Yeah. And in the city we see the lights. They are so bright, and the roads that carry us are full of life. Whoa, oh. We don't know what we're searching for, but we carry on. And we don't know what we're searching for, but we carry on. We don't know what we're searching for, but we carry on. And we don't know what we're searching for, but we carry on. We don't know what we're searching for, but we carry on. We don't know what we're searching for, but we carry on. We don't know what we're searching for, but we carry on. And we don't know what we're searching for. In a photo sedan.
Excellent. Thank you, Pacific Colors. We're back again, and now we are working on I guess you would call it a wedding bouquet? A succulent.
Succulent wedding bouquet.
Succulent wedding bouquet. Now, weddings are wonderful, and I never even thought about putting succulents in
very
a bouquet.
popular
which
right now.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the
Love
in
it.
thing.
Now, what else can you put? Now, what are these called? These are
hydrangea. So
beautiful.
we're going to use the hydrangea for a base.
Okay.
For a wedding bouquet, and then we're going to add the succulents to it.
I'm not sure if we can see that. I'm just trying to get a little. Oh, there. Okay, we're looking at that camera. You're just tying it onto wire, right?
Yeah, I'm wiring
and
it all
that's your
up.
base, you call it.
The hydrangea will be the base.
Okay.
And then I'll be able to put the succulents throughout the hydrangea.
Okay. Oh, wow. Wow, that's really pretty cool. Now, what else do people like in wedding bouquets? Since we're talking about weddings, we'll
A lot
talk
of people
about
like
weddings.
roses.
Of course, they're the classic, aren't they?
Yeah, very classic.
They are. And you also brought along these wonderful
air plants.
Air plants.
Easy,
Aren't
no
they
muss, no fuss.
Awesome. And is that in a little shell?
Yeah, it's in a little shell, and you can just pull it out.
And is there soil in here? Or
No,
how
nothing.
do you water it? You don't.
You can mist it. Friendly little
yes,
mist.
I like the mist.
Once a month. That's it.
And this is an air plant as well.
Yeah.
And
it's in sand.
just in sand.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You can hang it up, put it
I
in
like
the kitchen,
that too.
bathroom.
And same with this.
That one too. Yeah.
And I love that. No fuss, no muss.
Simple.
Awesome.
Simple's elegant.
Oh, that's starting to look really beautiful. And what else would you just put the
Succulents.
See.
And well, I did use lots of different flowers too in one, and then you can just wire some more up and put it throughout the bouquet. But then you
Right.
kind of use that as a base, right?
Right.
So then you have some filler.
Now, Sandra, you've been doing this for quite a while.
27 years.
Wow. And you're located in Old City Quarter.
In the
and
OCQ.
now that's what
Yeah,
the
that's what these
buttons
little
are all.
buttons are.
OCQ.
Yeah.
It's great to be downtown, isn't it?
It is. It's wonderful to be downtown. We're so lucky.
And
really.
you have a wonderful little spot there in the Old City Quarter.
I do.
Really love
I'm
it.
very fortunate. Right across the street. is the church. The
That's
St.
right,
Andrew's
the
Church.
big church.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You've been there for a long time, haven't you?
9
Not
years.
27 years.
No, 9 years there.
That would be way too long. And do you make these for people then?
Yeah,
So
I
you
just
come in and say-
did a succulent wedding just last month.
And did they
Yeah.
give all these little things away too?
Yeah, at the table settings. Yeah, which is super great. I just think it's a nice little gift to give out
Oh, it is, totally.
instead of candies.
I don't know, some people like candies. Can
Well,
you
some
put little
people do.
candies in the bottom part maybe, huh?
Yeah, you could.
And so you offer workshops. Now, what's your website?
It's www.westcoastclassicfloraldesign.com.
Excellent. And you also have Facebook through
I do.
that, right? So you can link up through...
I have lots of clients on Facebook. Over
Which is
1,300,
great.
I think, now.
Wow.
Yeah, people that follow me. So check it out.
Wow, that's great. And let's just look at some of these other succulents. You've got them
Sure.
all. Oh, look at.
Yeah, there's some fuzzy ones, which is this one, which I used.
Is that fuzzy?
Yeah, feel it.
They almost feel like cactus, but they're not
I know.
quite,
yeah,
are they?
No, they're not quite. But they can take the tolerance really
I like
dry.
that tolerance. And what other kind of arrangements do you do for people? Not just weddings, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, sympathy,
Oh yeah, that's true too, isn't it?
lots of friendship bouquets, thank you.
And you just stick it through?
Yeah.
That's very cool. I like that. I don't know if I'd be making bouquets on my own, quite frankly,
Well,
but
you could try with a little bit of help.
no, I'd call on you.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd definitely call on you. Actually, you've sent some
Do you wanna
flowers
hold
for
that?
me before. Perfect. Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah, you like orchids too.
I
which
do. I
are
love
easy
orchids.
And no muss, no fuss
I
either.
love the orchids.
And they last for a long time.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. I love my little rock orchid.
Your
garden.
dish?
My dish.
Yeah.
I do. I love it so much.
I did orchids last time I was here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I still do them.
There you go.
See, I
That's
learned
great.
something from
You
the
learned
demo.
something new.
Next time I'll be making these all the time
See?
now. No, I won't. Well, thank
We'll
you
hold you
so
to
much,
that.
Sandra. I really appreciate your
thank
coming
you
on
for
the show
having
again.
me.
I really loved it.
Love that grass. Eh?
I do. I love the grass. And we are going back again now to Paul.
Hi, we're here this evening with Heather Tysowski and Alice Double Dam.
That's okay. People make that mistake.
Did I
all
double
the
dam?
time.
Thank you. Sorry about that. And we're here. They're representing the big brothers and big sisters of Central Vancouver Island, and they're here to tell us tonight about bowling for kids.
All right, so thank you for having us. The Bowl for Kids' Sake is the annual fundraiser that we host here in Nanaimo at Brecken Lanes. We're holding it, and it's a bowling event where people can come out and bowl for kids, and it's a fundraiser.
Oh, and what days are they?
It's at Brecken Lanes on April 18th and 19th.
Okay, and is there a cost? Do people have to contribute money for this?
Yeah, so people can either sponsor the event. We do have a title sponsor. This year it's Island Savings, and we also have a day sponsor, which is Tim Hortons on Wallace Street. People can sponsor a lane. So we have 16 lanes that can potentially be sponsored, so you can get your sign put up at Brecken Lanes for up to a month before the event. So there is some signs up now if people want to go see what the signs are like and possibly help us by sponsoring a lane. To enter a team of bowling, we ask for donations or pledges. But to be entered in our grand prize draw, which is a trip for two anywhere WestJet flies, we ask that you pledge $100.
Okay. Is there any age limit on the people that participate in this?
No, anyone can collect pledges. We do have some kids from actually our agency that go door to door and collect pledges, and they'll come bowl, so they'll also be entered into the draw.
So there'll be kids bowling as well as the teams that might enter.
It's a family event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how big is the agency here in Nanaimo?
How big is the agency? Well, we have 3.5 staff, and there's one gal who's the caseworker, and she matches
volunteers with littles, and the volunteers are called bigs, and they're usually matched with kids who need a positive role model in their life, and they develop relationships and friendships, and they play hockey or they go bowling. That's our community mentor program, and we also have an in-school mentor program where the volunteer goes into the school once a week, the same hour every week for the school year.
Is this the bowling for the children? Does that fund the activities of the one-on-one relationships?
It funds our mentoring programs, yes. All of the funds go towards our mentoring programs.
So that's really important to get people out to come out and bowl and to
Absolutely.
put themselves on the. I'm not a great bowler myself, but I may take advantage. Do you have to have a team, or can you be just an individual and show up?
You can show up, and we'd probably put you on a team.
Oh, that's good to know.
But the teams, if you have 4 or 5 people to create a team, and you don't have to bring in the money yourself, and you can get any number of pledges, whether it's $25 or $125.
Right.
But it's $100 is that magic number. If you are able to raise that much in pledges, you will get a ticket to the draw. And then for every $20 brought in after that, you get another ticket for each $20 denomination. So that's kind of our little carrot.
Oh, that's great. I know a lot about the Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization from my past life, and I'm encourage people to get out and support it and show up and throw a ball for the kids. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I go to Brian.
Thanks, Paul. And I have with me here a couple other members of the Bike to Work Committee. Margot Croft, who works, Margot, you work at VIU.
Yeah, that's right. I work with facilities and ancillary services.
And Deb Beck, who is one of the coordinators, recreation coordinators with Nanaimo Parks Recreation and Environment. So we've talked about sort of the history and the philosophy of Bike to Work Week. What's going on this year is what the events are.
Well, this year we're really excited because we've got not only Bike to Work Week, but we've got Bike and Walk to School Week. So we're combining the two to really promote the idea of active transportation. You don't always need a bike to be active. There's lots of ways to get around without the car, without the bike, and on your own 2 feet.
Okay.
So, and there is Bike to Work Week, like we've talked about. It's from May 25th to May 31st, so a Monday to a Sunday. But we're really excited this year about our kickoff event, which is on Friday from noon till 1:30, and that's going to be at Bowen Park. And people can stop by anytime and get a little lunch and watch the Commuter Challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deb, what's the Commuter Challenge?
Well, on April 24th, we have a commuter challenge, which is a challenge between bikes and vehicles. And this year, we're actually sending them off from Bowen. They have to go collect bread at Cobb's Bread and coffee at Starbucks, and then they have to return. And the goal is to see who gets there fastest. Just to show that as a cyclist, you can actually commute through traffic and through the streets of Nanaimo a little bit quicker than vehicles, especially when it comes to finding parking. And if you've been to Bowen Park, you'll know that sometimes it's a little challenging to find parking, especially if there's a seniors event going on. So it's just a really fun challenge between cyclists and bikes to see, or cyclists and vehicles to see who can get there first.
Well, and I'm thinking of those locations and getting back and forth from Bowen Park is the fact that there's some neat trailways at the NN Trail, which gets you back and forth there and not having to go through a lot of traffic lights. So, Margot, what's the incentive and what kind of things are you doing up at VIU to encourage the students there and staff, I guess?
Well, I guess more we're encouraging the staff because the students are just about away for the summer these days. So a number of teams are beginning to sprout up, and not only are we interested in sort of challenging and egging each other on, but last year we had a bit of a with Inuktitut, and they kept beating our distance, and so we worked really hard at beating their distance, and so that little challenge was kind of fun. And we're quite proud of it. We were #1 last year for most kilometers cycled per group. So we're hoping to see some of that friendly camaraderie. And as you say, there's so many great trails in Nanaimo. And I used to be a reluctant rider, and I was a little worried about starting off biking. But it's really great and fun and easy. And at that time of year, cycling recycling smells so great.
So, Deb, I notice you have a little thing here on the corner, and it says bike and walk to work and school. So how much are the schools getting involved a little bit here?
Well, we're trying to get the schools more and more involved, and last year we had 8 schools that were involved. Like we said, with the competition, it's really fun to have competition between the schools and between kids and their parents. So by having the bike plus walk to school at the same time as bike to work, you can challenge your parents to get out and bike while you're biking to school. And we want to encourage families to visit our celebration stations, come to our kickoff event, come to our wrap-up party, or attend some of our community rides. And you know, that competition and challenge between the schools is really fun. There is a website that's super easy to get on and see the competition, so you can, you know, check and track the kilometers and see, like Margot was saying, competition between departments, competition between kids.
Among staff at work sites, right, Kelly?
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. You know, I have to admit, I've never actually participated in bike to work. I live in Cedar. That's kind of a little bit of an excuse, but probably not much.
Not much.
Do you think those like motorized bikes would count?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
They count.
Yes.
E-bikes.
E-bikes.
Okay. Well, then that might, maybe I should invest in an e-bike. That might be about the only way to get me to here from Cedar.
Well, and it's interesting that you said that, because we are seeing more and more of the e-bikes, electric assist bikes, in Nanaimo, because if you haven't already noticed, we have a few hills. So we have quite a few people that register and use the e-bikes and come from Cedar, or Anna, you come 12 kilometers more. So they're a little competition, and Shaw has a great group going on here. So you have to be on board for that. But the big thing is you need to register, because we want to see the counts. We want to get people involved. We have friendly competition between cities too. So Nanaimo is very similar to Kamloops, and unfortunately they beat us last year. We would like to beat them this year.
All right, so come on, Nanaimo, you got to get out there, get registered, and participate in the Bike to Work Week. And I'm not going to make any promises just yet. Just because I don't own one of those electric bikes, but that's making me think, I tell you. Yeah.
We've got somebody who cycles in from Parksville every now and again.
Oh, so I have no excuse at all. That Cedar means nothing. No. All right, it's pretty much it for the show. Thanks to everybody for participating. You know, this show is almost completely volunteer driven. So I just want to say thanks to all of the volunteers that make the show what it is. We have time for one more song from our very talented band over here, Pacific Colors, and they're going to play a song for us called Counting the Stars.
This song is on our song we submitted for the Searchlight, CBC Searchlight contest, so give us a vote if you want. And I've been wandering these roads for far too long, stuck inside these fads and trends until I fall apart. Then you found me and pulled me out. Now I'm trying to get back how I was. Can you count the stars as you lay down your head? Sleep with them, with me instead. Can you handle that? Can you count the stars as you lay down your head? Sleep with them, with me instead. Can you handle that? Can you handle that? Every day is like a waterfall of mixed emotions. How do I even get a rest? You're calling me, I come to you. You pick me up. Can you count the stars as you lay down your head? Sleep with them, with me
count the stars as you lay down your head? Sleep with them or me instead? Can you handle that? Can you count the stars as you lay down your head? Sleep with them or me instead? Can you handle that? Can you count the stars as you lay down your head? Sleep with them or me instead? Can you handle that? Can you handle that?